Hello everyone and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video we are going to be taking a look at this cow's tender right front foot. And if you've watched my videos before, you may be able to diagnose this problem just on its appearance. So what we've got going on here is the upper portion of this inside wall has begun to peel away, and it's actually become lodged in between her two claws. What that's done is created a condition known as fowl. In that case, what happens, we get a wound on the inside of there. The bacteria that causes fowl is able to invade that area, and it causes an infection up in there. And that's one of the telltale symptoms is, yes, that swelling that we looked at the very beginning. Now in this video, we're going to not only cover this first trim, but we're going to follow along with her through subsequent trims to see how this heals. First things first, let's get this piece of hoof out of there. This wall shedding is a normal process, but usually the chunks aren't this big, and normally they don't get lodged in between the claws. As we look at this from a different angle, we can see the lesion that was created from that loose horn and that has now given access to the bacteria that cause fowl into that foot. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this foot up, and then we're going to continue to treat this lesion, get it all nice and clean before we apply treatment. So what exactly is fowl or foot rot? Well, this is an infection caused by an anaerobic bacteria known as Fusobacterium necrophorum. And once it has an area to invade the foot, like this lesion created by that loose horn, it then can colonize inside there and create swelling and pressure and pain in that foot. And what it's basically doing is destroying the tissues in that region. So what we have to do to treat it, we have to clean the wound very well from the outside and treat it topically. And then in this case, this farm is going to treat this systemically as well with antibiotics to knock down that swelling and get this infection under control. So for my topical treatment, I'm going to spray it out really well and clean that wound as best I can with some chlorhexidine, trying to get all that debris that I can out of there. And then, yes, you guessed it, we're going to wrap this foot with salicylic acid. I get a lot of comments about the wraps saying, you know what, that wrap was put on too loose. That thing is going to fall off in no time. I've seen animals do this before. They're going to get that wrap off in no time. And guess what? That's exactly what I want to have happen. This wrap is meant to be on here really loosely just to hold that product in place for a day, 2 tops. After that, this wrap is going to become soiled and useless at that point. So I want this wrap to come off, and that's why I put it on so loosely. It'll fall off very easily, and I don't have to worry about it constricting and causing problems. But like I said, this isn't the only treatment we're going to do here. We're going to give her a shot as well of systemic antibiotics to help knock this infection down. I'm not allowed to recommend or administer antibiotics, so this is done by the herdsman for this particular farm through a protocol set up with their veterinarian for foot rot. So let's get this girl out, see how she walks now, and you'll notice she's got a fair amount of discomfort, but as you're about to see, as we bring her back for her 2-week checkup, she's doing much better. Something interesting is going to happen with this foot. I want you to watch. It's completely unrelated to the issue that we're dealing with the fowl. But as I model this foot away, I want you to watch in that typical sole ulcer site. See that hemorrhaging starting to appear right now? And it's going to become darker as I go in. And then it's going to begin to fade away. What's the significance of that? Well, likely my first trimming was done at exactly the right time. That hemorrhaging was probably at that very base level when we did that first trim, and that the correction of the foot angle helped to alleviate that trauma inside the foot, and that hemorrhaging began to fade away after that. Something interesting to watch. Now let's take a look at that lesion, the initial lesion from that foot rot. You can see it has shrunk significantly in size, but it's still there, unfortunately, that opening. So we're going to do this process all over once again. Completely clean this area out, and then, yep, another salicylic acid wrap, and then we'll move ahead a couple weeks and see how it's doing then. You'll notice she's much more comfortable now than she was 2 weeks ago. And now we've achieved the desired outcome. We've gotten that lesion now to completely heal in. We've got new skin throughout this entire area. That swelling is down drastically. And now all I have to do is just touch this foot up a little bit. It's been a month since that original trim, so we'll touch her up, put this foot down, and she's good to go. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.